Okay.
In my heart, let holy love flow through me. Center my soul upon the path of peace. Make of my life a melody of love, singing Alleluia, O great one, Alleluia. Tula, 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 tula.
You got me on? Okay. Open My Heart references the Hindus. Our second song, Tula, is a traditional Zulu lullaby. In every culture over thousands of years and many different religious traditions, communities located throughout the world, people gather and have gathered to mourn and celebrate the lives of those who have died. There is power in being together, in joining our memories, our feelings of sadness, and gratitude.
My notes say, please silence your cell phones if you haven't already. Please stand as we light our chalice. The words are in your order of service. We light our flaming chalice to illuminate the world we seek. In the search for truth, may we be just. The search for justice, may we be loving. And in loving, may we peace. Be seated. Thank you. Oh, no. I've been told the chalice didn't light. Way to go, Margot. Good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Congregation of Taos. I'm Chuck Fawns, and I do in rhythm has kind of settled down. We've had a few hours. This is a place where no revealed truth promoted and no scripture or human being is except infallible. This is a place for searching for truth. But we are believers. We believe in intellectual freedom. We believe in justice. We believe in compassion and concern for each other and for the whole world. We believe in commitment to those ideals which make us caring and active in the struggles for human dignity. We are Unitarian Universalists. The altar, sometimes called an ofrenda in this culture, has been created by Marsha with help from many of her friends. Rachel Cohen has skillfully set up our streaming and recording and dealt with our technical challenges. Thanks to Joe Mazza for setting up and handling our audio. And I don't believe we have coffee this morning. I don't see any setup over there. So the music today is by the Threshold Singers, a special group who sing at the bedsides of hospice patients and those challenged by long recoveries. For more information about the Unitarian Congregation, check our website. The website address is on the back of the order of service, as is the address for our national association. Next Sunday, November 10th, we will have a sharing circle here, and the topic is being nice in a cruel world. November the 17th will be sowing seeds for the next harvest on being grateful, given by our minister, the Reverend Diana Davies. Are there any church or civic announcements that need to be made today?
Good morning, everybody. Good to see everybody here. I just want to thank everybody for getting back their pledge forms. I've gotten, I would say, probably 75% of them. And also, thank you for your donations to the Holy Cross Hospital Medical Debt Relief Fund, because we have raised this year alone $2,000. And that is directly because of all y'all's extreme generosity. And boy, for you Texans, I'll bet you like what I just said. I know. Thank you so much.
Do Do we have visitors this morning that would like to be recognized? You're welcome to stand if you're comfortable and tell us who you are and where you're from. Okay.
My name is Paul, and I came for the choir. And me.
We always take time in our services to share the joys and sorrows that are part of our lives. Now is the time to share with others these special events. Later in the service, you'll be invited to share with us about those you want to honor that have passed on. So if you have a joy or a sorrow, please come to the table, take a stone, place it in the water.
My joy to, is it working? Yes. My joy today is being here with all of you and with my larger family. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
My joy today is that I found out last week that rather than having dementia, I only have mild cognitive impairment. Yay!
I have a couple of joys. I have my niece Lucy visiting from Australia for an extended visit, which is very lucky for me because, as you see, I've had my second shoulder replacement. And that's another joy that I've got that done, and I only had two.
My joy today is our son had surgery Friday and he's fine.
And I place this stone in the water to represent all of our unspoken joys and sorrows that we carry with us today. Today, as we share the rich meaning of love, which those who are deceased have brought to our lives, we acknowledge the deep connections that make our lives rich. It is sometimes said that the offering is a sacrament of the Free Church. This congregation is supported by the voluntary generosity of all who join with us. The offering will now be given and received in grateful appreciation of our shared hopes and values. Yeah.
Ocean breath breathing me, breathing me. Ocean breath, 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 breathing me.
Which we have received, for the gifts of which we have received and the gifts which we ourselves are. May we be truly grateful.
Please join me in the responsive reading in your order of service. I'll read the bold. When love is felt or fear is known, when anniversaries arrive by calendar or consciousness, when lives are born or people die, mark the time. Let nothing living slip between the fingers of the mind.
Leave as one together. Beat as one this moment. All one song. Sing as one together. Sing as one this moment.
So much to cope with currently. Angsting over the election, challenges from our own aging bodies, deterioration and disintegration inside culture and inside ourselves. And being of that age, we increasingly have friends and family dying around us, deserting us, leaving us to handle all this over which we have little control without their wisdom and comfort. But today we are together. We are strengthened by each other. We bereaved are not alone. We belong to a special community, the largest company in the world, the company of those who have known suffering.
Nothing can shake my love. 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 Nothing can shake my love.
Mike.
Currently. I invite you to get very comfortable, and if you would like, close your eyes. It'll help you go inward easily. I'm going to do a meditation together. First, a few words to ponder. Grief, I've learned, is really just love. It's all the love you want to give but cannot. All of that unspent love gathers up in the corners of your eyes, the lump in your throat, and in the hollow part of your chest. Grief is like the ocean. It comes on waves, ebbing and flowing. Sometimes the water is calm, and sometimes it is overwhelming. All we can do is learn to swim. Helen Keller said, what we have once enjoyed, we can never lose. All that we love deeply becomes a part of us. Relax now and open and meditate on those who have died and remain in our thoughts and hearts. Take a few deep breaths. Visualize those you knew, the wonderful, supportive ones. And the difficult, challenging ones. And the ones who, like most of us, were complex and a combination of inspiring and irritating. Send love. Send forgiveness. Accept forgiveness. Accept love. Open your heart to them. Give gratitude for who they were and are to you.
eagles that fly, I'm always nearby. Remember me, remember me. I am the waves on the sea, the ancient oak tree. Reach out and touch me. I'm in every breath you breathe as the wind blows. I'm in the sunlight dancing on your hair. Remember me, remember me. I am the dark of the night, the moon's silver light. I'm holding you tight. Remember me, remember me.
I have facilitated many Dia de los Muertos for the Unitarians over the years, having spent some wonderful times in Mexico, enjoying their traditions. I find setting aside a time every year, not just at a single memorial service, seems an important way to honor those that we lose. It is also vital as a way to continually accept our own mortality. As Elizabeth Kubler-Ross says, it's only when we truly know and understand that we have a limited time on earth and that we have no way of knowing when our time is up, we will then begin to live each day to the fullest as if it was the only one we had. The items I have placed on the altar are traditional, symbolizing rituals practiced by ancient cultures for centuries. And mostly, though, what we want to focus on today is the significance of items that we have placed on this altar. I appreciate those of you that have brought things physically to share, and hopefully you have things right now in your mind and heart you'd like to share too. You may have stories about a photo or a symbolic object that you've placed, or you may wish just to speak a name and express great gratitude, or you may want to just speak the name in your head or heart, or come light a candle. However each of you choose to participate, we are together in this, offering our loving, supportive selves, being with this community, our tribe, to share adds a layer of support that is precious and tangible. As Jean Cameron puts it, honest listening is one of the best medicines we can offer the dying and the bereaved. I will start, since I can, and I'm up here. What I've brought is, I've brought my parents. I've put a Native American turtle with a raven on it because my father loved sea turtles and started a whole program of saving the sea turtles on Jekyll Island. Got the University of Georgia going with it, and it was a big part of his life when he was retired. I brought my grandfather Elwo, who he liked me from the time I was little and scrawny and rebellious and whatever all the way through, and I really felt that, and I needed that from him, and he was amazing. I brought a photo of the Reverend Bob Cooper, who died this year. He was a chaplain at SMU, and we were with him in a book discussion group for 20-some years, an amazingly kind and wonderful man. I brought Ty Mitten. met him shortly after we moved here 20-some years ago. And he is still very much part of us. He is here. And I brought Jim Durr, my sister's husband, my brother-in-law, who died this year. And I have a stack I've accumulated over the years. But these people are particularly in my mind right now, in my heart. And I've lit one special candle over there, and we have some lighters and matches. So something should work if you want to come light a candle and say someone's name or talk about the pictures that you've brought, the photos or the items that you've got. Someone has to start. I know there's a brave person out there. Oh, please.
This will be known by my church family. I searched for 45 years to find my birth father. And thanks to David Vaughn, who is here with us today, I found him. And this is my birth father. And what he gave me was a wonderful family. And when I went to the cemetery, I left a rose and said, "Thank you for giving me life."
These are my parents. My father died in 1986. My mother died in 1994 of a failed attempt to take her life. Then I have a picture of my brother who died 2 years ago at 80. And what's interesting about Rob, there's a picture of Rob and his wife with his 3 sons. But here are his 3 very tall sons now and their children. And my dear sister-in-law has now moved to Florida to be really close to living with 1 son. And as you can see, my brother was 6'6", and his 3 men are all quite tall.
Okay, first I'm going to light a candle. This is an important event for me. My husband's been gone 5 years, and this is the day every year, well, his birthday and his death day as well, but this is the day to remember him in community. He was life-changing for me. He had a great heart and a great mind, and we laughed a lot. Björn Halverson. He was a writer and a trucker and a singer, many things. And I would like to remember also my grandmother, Rose Bartlett, who was a kind of mercy in my life in a chaotic and torn up situation. She always had time to hold me on her lap or make, scramble me a little egg or make a little doll out of an apple for me to play with. And I think that she saved my life. And this is the first time that I can say I have traveled a long, long road. I'm 83. And finally, at last, I've come to the place where I can feel both coming into me and going out from me to her, my mother's love. She wasn't easy. Our life together wasn't easy. But by expanding my own understanding of love, I begin to realize that even though we couldn't communicate, even though we didn't know how to tell each other, there was this tremendous force of love, which exists to this day. Thank you all for coming to help me say these things.
These are my son's prayer beads. I like to pay a tribute to my parents who I would never forget and try to live up to their ethos, their ideas. After the end of the war in Poland, they had a choice of moving to United States. And I remember sitting around the table, and the question was, where are we more needed? They decided that devastating Poland could use their service more than United States. Then I growing up, and this is kind of, I don't know, bittersweet story. I was in my early adulthood when riding a train on vacation. I was reading a book, The Last Mohican, which was first published in Europe. And I still remember the feeling, I can still feel it. Wow, I must be with those people. And that stayed with me till 1960, when my 18-month-old son, his father and I immigrated to United States. Making long story short, in May 2016, my son and his partner, a third generation Taosina, decided it was time to move mom to Taos. And so the 17th of May, 2016, I moved to Taos. And it's the first time in my life I felt like I was home, that I didn't even know I had one. And had to start learning how to live in this new home. And 7 months later, my son died of medical negligence. So his lifelong committed partner is my family by promise, as I call. And I am still blessing the day when I read the book, when I moved, and I am here. And thank you so very much. You are also the hope. I didn't know I had one. Thank you.
Well, I brought a picture of my sister Jane. She's 13 months older than I, so people always thought we were twins, even though she was blonde and I was brunette. And she was a great spirit in life. She lived in New York City and was a social worker. And after a while, she had a brain tumor that was operated on successfully. It was not cancerous, but it resulted in her having some real difficulty walking. And she walked with a cane. And then a bit later, she had tunnel carpal syndrome in both wrists. So she was handicapped in some very specific ways, but she had a great spirit. We called her the giggler because she would giggle about everything, some things you shouldn't. And she, she raised her son in New York City and lived long enough to see him get married. She never saw the 3 children he raised. But one time she visited me here in Taos, and she loved to walk around and look at things, even though it was awkward for her. So she was walking across the street. She fell down in the middle of the street, and I fell on top of her. And I thought, oh, Jane, you're always the one that's having an adventure. Anyway.
I'm just visiting today, but I lost a cousin of mine this week. My cousin, Dr. Christopher Kent Wood, and he was a couple of years older than me, but we both grew up in a very interesting family environment because I grew up with 23 cousins all on the same street in Port Washington, Long Island, outside of New York, and just happened that way. My mother and all her brothers built houses on the same street, and so even though we were just cousins, we grew up like brothers and sisters, all of us, and all. Well, there were 4 others that didn't live on that street, so 27 cousins. We had all been alive and healthy till this year, and just this year, my cousin Jeff and my cousin Chris and a younger cousin Ryan have all passed away. And the previous year, my niece Kirsten passed away. So it's that time of life, I guess, but a couple of older cousins and a couple of younger cousins that we lost this year. And they were all Woods. I'm a Thompson, but I also had Bartlett's in my family as well. Nice to hear that name. So I just wanted to light a candle for them. Thank you.
I'm symbolically lighting 4 candles for all of the men in our congregation who have passed since I've been a member, which is about 12 years. There was Terry Yoder and Bob Silver and Jay Bunker and most recently Ty Minton, all of whom were extremely special, gifted men, I would say. doctors, botanists, yeah, just incredible men. And it's sad to see that 4 men have passed. And it's good to see that no women have passed, but that 4 men have, it's concerning to me.
A very dear person in Taos to me was Gail Dorian, and we lost her. She moved to LA to be with her sister, and I lost a very dear, loving, and funny person, and I will miss the laughter that she always brought me on the phone, in emails, in person. So, Gail Minton. I mean, I'm sorry. My brain is a little. Gail Dorian. Yeah.
I'm Verity, and this little lady was late in getting here today. And I think a lot of you knew her, or several of you knew her. This is Jewel Howard Biancanamo, whom I met through Taos Elders and Neighbors Together, right at the start of COVID, like 2019. And we were kind of outsiders located up the canyon and not knowing anyone. We just retired full time. So Jewel just became a jewel in our hearts. And she passed not long ago. And she was she was an actress in Greenwich Village, and she just had an incredible life. Came out here I guess she was employed by Pam Parker at the Taos Gem and Mineral Shop as an accountant for 39 years or something. Anyway, she just introduced us to a wide array of fine souls here in Taos. And she always said we gave her so much. Well, that was the reverse of that. She gave us so much. She was my spiritual advisor and loving friend, and just a fun soul to be around. So she'll always occupy a special place in my heart. Oh, she left me 2 wonderful things, two wonderful beings. One is a carved figure of Kuan Yin, the female aspect of the Buddha. She was a real feminist, Jewel was. So was Kuan Yin. And also she left me her dear friend, her best friend, who is now living at the TEV, Taos Enchanted Village. And Alice Rainier, I don't know if some of you knew her husband, Joseph Rainier. So anyway, she's my I newly adopted her. So Jewel left me some wonderful things. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Meredy, for acknowledging Jewel. She was a delightful person that I had the privilege of taking her shopping many times at Albertsons. I knew exactly where she wanted to go each time. I often told her I'd done her shopping for her. I always knew what she wanted and where it was. So she was a darling person. But I want to light a candle. This candle is in honor of my mother's side of the family, the Osage French side. I didn't bring my mother's photo, but I did bring her mother's photo, my grandmother Gladys, who I grew up with. For those of you who've seen the book, read the book and the movie Killers of the Flower Moon, she came of age during that time on the Osage Reservation where she was born. And I grew up with her, and I grew up also with her father, Clarence. So those three Osage, my Osage French side, I'm honoring today. I'm the first generation to be born off the reservation. I guess that's all I need to say. Thank you.
I hadn't really thought of sharing this morning till just a little bit ago, but I want to recognize a gentleman I met through as a chaplain with Red Willow Hospice, Jeff Blackburn, attorney out of Amarillo, moved here. And Jeff was a Shinto practitioner, didn't know much about it. And we really connected. And when we talked about life after death, what did we think? And so we talked about consciousness and being absorbed into universal consciousness. And as we were walking in the field, he lived just across from Pueblo Mountain. And as we were talking, there was a golden eagle, or bald eagle, excuse me, just flying around. And we were going, wow, you know. And then there was a red-tailed hawk that went after the bald eagle, and then a raven chased them all away. Anyway, so Jeff was terminal, and he was one of the first people that I knew that accessed the medical aid in dying. And so he was a really incredible guy. So the day of, he invited me, his clinical director, the owner, Dr. Hooper. We were all over there with his family, and we had barbecue and drank sake. And as he got ready, and it was a really powerful time. And I don't cry very much. Don't know why, but it just doesn't happen very often. But it really struck me, what a brave, I don't know how to describe this guy, but just so brave and no fear, just ready, and just so ready. So I shared, after he passed, and I shared with our clinical director, the owner, this scenario, and she was there the day of. And so when she was leaving the house, there was a big cottonwood tree out of the driveway, and as she was driving out, she looked up, and sitting there was a red-tailed hawk. Yeah. So anyway, Jeff, miss you, but I know you're out there.
I want to light a candle for our beloved furry friends or animal friends that I'm sure many of us here have had the experience of losing. 3 years ago, I was up here when my precious Stella, my dog, passed unexpectedly. And then I had the honor of having another precious Stella come into my life a year after that. On the property that I share, Amy moved in, and she had a little dog named Stella who became I was her auntie, and I called her Stella 2.0. She was my Stella 2.0. And then on Monday, this Monday, she had just turned 12. She unexpectedly left us. Yeah, and so I've been mourning that and helping Amy, who's a single woman, and that was her precious, primary relationship. So I've been moving through that this week, and she was really a personality. She was darling and funny, and I'll miss her a lot. And I also want to do a shout out, really. My partner, Stuart, is a diehard Grateful Dead fan. And Phil Lesh passed recently. And Stuart, really, in the 7 years we've been together, he's helped me really understand the Dead more than I did. And I really have an appreciation for just the love that they shared and the beauty that they brought to so many people. So I want to give a shout out for Phyllis today.
Maybe just take a moment and silently say a few names that you don't want to come up and say, but just say them in your head and heart. We have one more person.
This is for a little person who died a long time ago.
And trouble rolls in like the tide. May we stand up and help each other, find comfort where love abides. When the weight of the world gets heavy and trouble rolls in like the tide, may we stand up and help each other, find comfort where love abides. When the weight of the world gets heavy and trouble rolls in like the tide, may we stand up and help each other, find comfort where love abides.
Please join me as we extinguish the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
May I be an instrument of peace. May I be an instrument of
You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. In Marie's words, grief can be the garden of compassion. If you keep your heart open through everything, your pain can become your greatest ally in your life's search for love and wisdom. In my words, the holes created by the deaths of my beloveds have made of my soul tattered lace that I struggle to mend with fragile, fraying threads of memories. Thank you for sharing your threads with me today. May we be stronger for it.
May you be at peace. May you be free. May you be free. May you be at peace. May you be at peace. May you be free. May you be free. Que esté en paz. Que esté feliz. Que esté libre. Que esté We are all just walking each other home. 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 We are